Okay. I'm getting everybody's face now, Libby, and the PowerPoint's really tiny.
If you go to,
It just switched over when you turned on the recording for me. That was weird. Okay. I just want to let you know the PowerPoint's like this big over in the corner, so I'm not sure if I can read that.
okay. I don't know. Mine's on. Did you look on your other screen and see if it flipped to the other screen or something?
Yeah, I
The
don't
big
have
one?
one today. I only have my laptop. So,
Try to click on the PowerPoint because mine did that earlier.
oh, that was weird. Yeah. Okay. I've never had that happen to me. Sorry, everyone. Okay. Well, let's talk about Jeff. This is Jeff Ritchie, and he's here with us today. He got up nice and early. He is our National Director for Healthcare Solutions, and he is the gentleman that is the sponsor for the client. So he's in between Experis and the client. And there is a chance he may show up on site. Maybe, who knows? He'll get you some pizza or something, at least stop by and say hi. So I'll let Jeff introduce himself.
Well, thank you. Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. And welcome to the team. This is an exciting project we have going on there at MSK in New York City. So yes, I do visit the client often, at least once a month. I'm on site visiting. So the client is a mix, right? So although we're working directly with impact advisors, I also have relationships there with the client as well. So as I mentioned, I do try to make visits there, and if the timing's right, yeah, pizza party could be on the agenda. So anyhow, look forward to seeing you all down there in New York. I live in Rhode Island. I take the train in, so it's really convenient. And if there's any questions that come up that you just need to talk to somebody, please feel free to reach out to me. And again, thank you for making the cut and joining the team. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff. We will make sure that you get paid for this meeting. So this is supposed to be a 1 hour meeting. We will pay you for 1 hour. Now, a lot of you technically haven't really even started yet in our system. So there's nothing you can do right at this time to put that hour in. That's on us. We'll go in there and make sure that you are paid. And if you would, please just allow us to do it, because we have to pay this a little bit of a different way. We are not going to bill the client for this, so it wouldn't be like a regular hour of work for the client. We have to use a menu item called unbillable service. So we will make sure that everybody gets paid. Okay, so we have a couple of call outs for your timekeeping, and I know a lot of you are familiar with the timekeeping here at Experis, but for those of you who are not, we are going to do a demo in just a bit as to what that looks like. But there are a couple of things that we want to definitely call out right now. First of all, you do get paid every Friday. This is a weekly pay. But since everybody is working in New York, they have a state law that you must document a 30-minute lunch. So we will show you what a timesheet looks like that needs a lunch documented, and you must put that in before your 5th hour of work. Okay, so if you start at 7 a.m., you're going to have to put your lunch in by 11 o'clock and put that 30 minutes in. So just remember that has to be done every day. That's going to have to be the normal for you now. Also, we want to make sure that everybody has their time in by Sunday night, instead of us having to reach out to you on Monday saying, hey, where is your time? It's important for us to make sure that you get paid, obviously, and Sunday is the day. Also, as far as overtime, so clients tell us whether or not overtime is allowed, and for this project, we do have a stop on any time card that is put in at over 40. So even if you put in 40.5 hours, the people that go over those time cards are going to stop that and reach out to me and to Libby and say, hey, am I able to push that through? So if you believe that there's a situation that you are going to be over on your
Welcome to the audio conferencing center. Please enter a conference ID followed by pound.
Okay.
Okay. It's okay. If you are going to be over, we're going to need an email.
Your meeting organizer, press star now.
You're going to have to reach out to the client before that 40 hours occurs, or over 40 hours occurs, and ask for permission to work that over 40. We know what happens sometimes. Let's say it's Thursday and you had to cover somebody's class, and it's not quite halfway through Friday, and you know that this is going to happen. You're going to go over 40. Make sure you reach out. And we have the individual's name here. Her name is Cindy. Here is her email as well. And she will be the one who will be approving any overtime. So we have on the next slide just kind of what an approval email would look like, just basic. I'll be at 44 hours this week after training tomorrow, or something like that. So just make sure to copy us along with Cindy. Okay, expenses, the fun stuff that we all love. It's a thing, we know we have to do it, so we want to make it as easy as possible for you. So we're going to give you as many tips and tricks as we can. You should have gotten, or you will be getting, something called a second steps email. There are tip sheets that are attached to that email that can walk you through pretty much everything step by step, just in case. But if not, we are also happy to help you when you need help. The main thing that you must remember when you are doing your expenses is you have to upload your receipts first. You can't start an expense report and then upload them later. So uploading the receipts first, hang on to all those receipts throughout the week. We know, unfortunately, and everybody, I know how this is. I was a consultant too. We have to have receipts for meals. This is not a per diem. And the client is the one who decides that. So we have no control over that. So as you go along through the week, just keep snapping a picture of those receipts, put them all in one folder on your laptop, and then
What if we decide to go grocery shopping? How do we handle that?
We actually have a slide that talks all about that, so that's not a problem.
Okay.
Just make sure that you're keeping all of those receipts in one place. That way you can just drag them all right into your in your expense report, and it'll all work out much easier. Right there at number 3, you'll see the email box for our expense team. They will be the ones who go through payroll, your timesheet, and also your expenses. They are the people who can help you. Okay, so please make sure that you have that you can keep and hang on to. Again, you're going to be getting this PowerPoint. So also know that your expenses will be paid out that next week. So if you get everything in on time on Sunday, that next Friday, you get all of that money back. Okay, we don't hold expenses back, none of that. As long as you have turned them in and they get approved, we're all set. Okay, so we put an example in here, and this actually just came up a couple of days ago. So this is somebody that has actually worked at MSK as a PT for, gosh, close to a year now. They have been there. And so we thought it might be good that you guys could see how she has this all kind of broken out. So we've got breakfast, lunch, dinner. There's groceries on there. Again, breakfast, lunch, dinner. She's got a parking on there, a taxi, mileage to and from the airport from her house. So it was just a basic one. But the reason we put this one on here is this one did have to be rejected because the receipt that she had for dinner had wine on it. Now, of course, that's fine. You want to have wine. We're going to give you just and these are some of the things that, we hope we can help with. If you want to have some type of alcohol with your meal, put it on a different receipt, okay? Go up to the bar, buy what you want, keep it off your receipt. So they had to reject this, and also had to reject it a second time because the tax. So the tax that was on that dinner was from the wine as well. So we can't submit anything that has to do with alcohol to the client. So again, this is just a good example, we thought, of some of the things that might occur when getting your expenses in and having them rejected, and why. So it's just something you can take a look at. Okay, travel expenses. This is probably the hardest part of doing your expenses for the client, because all of you are going to be traveling on Sunday. So anything that you do on a Sunday is going on the expenses from the week before. So in your mind, that Sunday is starting your week, right, at the client. Actually, that goes on the week before. So what you would have to do is have all of your expenses finished by Sunday. Then you're traveling on Sunday, so you're going to have some expenses, right? You're going to have maybe mileage, and of course you're going to have that airfare. And so what you're going to want to do is on Monday, and I know we said Sunday, but if you come in really, really late on Sunday, on Monday, you're going to want to put that Sunday travel stuff on the week before. Okay, I know that's kind of a little bit confusing, but we'll go over that again. If you get in earlier on Sunday and you can finish up, maybe at 3 o'clock, and you can finish things up, we would appreciate that you did that. But we understand some people get in at 11 o'clock or midnight or whatever. So just remember, everything from Sunday goes on the week before. Oh, the other thing that we run into a lot, and you're fine with the groceries, is people eating with somebody else and paying for their meal. Remember that the only thing that you can expense is food for yourself. Okay, this is groceries, kind of gives just a basic how that works. Again, if you have anything on a grocery receipt and the expense team isn't able to put that through, they will get in touch with you and tell you something that they have to remove. Just remember, you can't put deodorant or anything like that on there. It has to be food. Okay, Jamie is here. She is the lead for our expense team. She's going to go through this at a very high level. Okay, so we'd appreciate it if you go through this. Again, we know it can be a little bit confusing if you've not used our system before. So just kind of watch the basic steps that she's doing and know that we're available to help you in addition to those tip sheets that you do have.
Good morning. I hope you're all doing well. I see a few familiar names here, so hopefully we can go through this fairly quickly, but we are here to answer any questions, so please make sure to ask if you do have any. First thing we're going to start off with is time entry. So when you pull up your screen, the first thing you're going to see is your dashboard with your timesheets. This is where you're going to click on the week ending that you're entering your time for. You can also go back and look at any previous week's time. You just click on the week ending date you want to review. So that's where you will look at all of that information. I'm going to show you how to enter some time real quick because we have a couple different scenarios going on here. So those of you that are traveling will get travel time for your travel to and from the client. When entering that information, you're going to enter it on your remote assignment. You'll just click on the day you're entering the time for, and that will pull up this box. You want to make sure when you're entering your travel time, this is extremely important, and just with the handful of people we have there, we've already run into this. So make sure you are selecting the unbillable travel time. We do not bill the client for this time, so do not select the billable travel time option, please. So you want to make sure unbillable travel time when you're entering the travel time. You'll do that and just enter the number of hours that you traveled. Donald and Libby will have a detailed sheet with what is included for the travel time. So, and we do check that when we're reviewing the time and expenses. So just make sure you're not going overboard and submitting a bunch of extra hours that shouldn't be included. If your flight or something gets delayed, communicate that so we know what is happening with that. So you will enter the total hours worked for your unbillable travel time and just select OK. And then when you go to enter your hours worked, if you are at the client, you will enter that on the on-site assignment. You'll also click on that. When working in New York, you are required to take a lunch break within 5 hours of being at the client. So you have to enter that on your timesheet or there will be a penalty. So we will be checking for that as we're reviewing time as well. So make sure you're taking that lunch break within 5 hours of being there. Then you will enter your clock in time, whatever time you clock out for lunch. And then your time you're leaving gives your 8 hours. Once you're done with that, you can hit OK. And you will do that throughout the week. Just enter the hours worked. Once you are done with your timesheet, you can enter your time daily, you can enter it weekly, however you want to do it. At the end of the week, once all of your time is entered, you need to make sure you submit your assignments. That's when the time comes to us to review, is after it's submitted. If you submit it at the beginning of the week, you will not be able to make changes to it. So you want to wait till the end of the week when all of your time is entered before you submit. You can submit each line individually, or you can hit submit all for approval at the bottom. And that will submit all of your timesheets. If you don't have time on one of the timesheets, you still want to make sure you submit them both. Because if not, you're going to get email reminders that you have an open timesheet that needs submitted. So if you do happen to submit and need to make a change, just reach out to the expense inbox and we can get that unsubmitted for you so you can make that correction. Any questions with time entry? All right. Okay, next we'll move on to expense entry. From your dashboard or your timesheet, either one, you can select the expense option at the top here. Here's where you're going to upload your receipts. You need to do that prior to starting your expense report. And if you need to add something after your expense report is started, you can do that, but I'll show you how to do that here in a minute. So you're going to add to files. You can do one at a time or you can do all of them at a time. And here you can see my receipts are here, but I need to upload them all. You can hit start on each one individually, or you can hit start upload at the top to upload them all. Now I can see they are all uploaded, so I can close here. And I do have a receipt that has multiple pages, so that's going to trigger this pop-up to come up. Once that comes up, you need to select yes and submit. If you don't hit submit, it will not group the images together, so you will not be able to attach both the pages to the expense. So you need to group them together and hit submit. And you can close, and you can see here this page has now 2 pages, this one attachment. So That is what you'll need to do if you have multiple pages for a receipt. When you're starting your expense report, you want to make sure you change the date to the week you are entering the expenses for. These happen to be for week ending 10/6. I'm going to start a new report. Okay, here you will see the receipts I just uploaded. You can toggle from those receipts here at the top with the arrows. Here's my receipt that had the 2 pages. So I can toggle between those 2 pages down here. Any receipt that is attached, that is showing here on the left-hand pane, is what is going to attach to the expense you are entering. This is extremely important. We need those receipts to be attached to the correct line item. So first we have our airfare receipt. This is a company paid item, so these are entered just a little bit differently. You want to make sure you use the receipt that looks like this. It has a professional fee that Concur charges us when we are booking. So you want to make sure that receipt includes that professional fee. Airfare is going to be entered on the first day of travel. So this ticket is for 10/6. Client should automatically populate. If you've been on a recent assignment, you may have multiple assignments listed or multiple clients, so you want to make sure you choose the correct one. The assignment, you're always going to enter expenses on the on-site assignment. When I ask if the expense report is billable, you want to select yes for this project. Now I can go about entering the expense. So my airfare is for 10/6. This is for travel on Sunday. So it's still going to go on this week ending 10/6 expense report. Since it is a company paid item, you can see here there's different codes. These are all just normal codes. At the bottom, you can see bill only codes. Anything company paid goes under bill only. Anything you pay for needs to go under the regular code, so you get reimbursed as well. So the airfare is going to go under air rail bill only. I'm going to enter that total amount for the flight. And also I'm going to enter the date range and the ticket number. We do a credit card recon for anything that is charged to our cards every week. So therefore, this information with the date range and the ticket number is extremely helpful for us. So we can automatically go in and look at the expense report and see that information versus having to go through the receipts to find it. So once you have entered the information for the airfare, you want to hit next image and save and done with image. That will remove that receipt from my bank on the left-hand side. And you can see here, there's a little blue square that's showing that receipt is attached to that line item. If you need to review it, you can right click on it and edit, and that will pull that receipt up for you so you can see it. Or if you enter something by mistake, you can also delete the line. So that is where you will do that from. One thing with airfare, if you have any exchanges that you need to do, that has to be done through options. And also, if you exchange anything or have flight delays or anything like that, that needs to be communicated so we know how we need to bill that. So if you can communicate to Donna, Lynn, and Libby, you can even copy the expense box if you want to. But that definitely needs to be communicated so we're aware of what's going on with your flights. Next, we have a meal receipt. One thing I want to show you, itemized receipts are required. So this receipt right here by itself is not acceptable. However, if you submit the portion that is itemized, it does not have the tip amount that you paid broke down. The tip amount broke down like this at the bottom is also not acceptable. If you have a receipt like this, we need both copies. If the tip is not showing on the actual receipt, we have to have both of those copies. Extremely important. Itemized receipt and the tip amount receipt. So here, I'm going to enter this expense under meals. And you can put breakfast, lunch, dinner, however you want to enter that. And hit next image, or next page, sorry, and save. Again, done with image group. And here you can see I have an M next to my receipt. That is because the receipt had multiple pages. So that's telling me both of those receipts are attached to this line. Here is a receipt showing where the actual tip is included on the receipt. This receipt is acceptable since it has it printed out like this on the actual breakdown of the receipt. It's got the itemized portion plus the tip on here. So in this case, we would only need this receipt. So I know someone had a question regarding groceries. You can purchase groceries as mentioned before. Those need to be entered. You want to purchase those at the beginning of the week. And you will enter those just on the day you purchase them. We will break it out on our end. You still cannot go over the daily limit for the week. Groceries can carry out through the week, meals cannot. Groceries cannot revert back to previous days. So if you did not eat your full limit the day before you went and bought groceries, we cannot revert part of those groceries back to that day. And make sure when you're purchasing groceries, no personal items are allowed to be expensed either. So it's only grocery items. When entering mileage, we need to have the mileage map. If you have a ride to and from the airport, you need to expense. Just make sure you're including the mileage map with the to and from and the total amount of miles. When you're entering that, there is a mileage code that will trigger where you can just enter the total amount of miles and it will automatically calculate the amount for you. In the description, you can just put mileage and if you're going from home to the airport, you can differentiate where the mileage is to and from there also. You will hit next image and save again. We're done. And the last one I have, which I need to bring up too, this is for an Uber ride. The tip amount for meals and taxi, you can expense up to 20% of the subtotal. So you just want to make sure when you're calculating that, you can tip as much as you want, but when you're expensing it, we can only approve up to 20% of that subtotal. So you want to make sure you calculate that before you enter the expense. Okay. When you're entering your Uber, there is a taxi option. And you can just put taxi. It does require you to enter a description for any expense you're entering, so that does have to be filled out. This Uber is actually from the hotel or client to the airport. So then you want to hit next image and save again. Done with image. That'll tell you I have no images available on the left-hand side. They're all attached to my expenses over here. If you start your expense report at the beginning of the week, you do not want to submit it. You can hit close. And then when you go back here, if you go to existing expense reports, that will pull up the list of all the expenses and you want to hit edit. And that will bring you back to the expense report you've been working on. Once you are done with your expenses for the week, you can hit submit for approval. And it'll ask if you're sure you want to submit it. Just select yes. That will then forward that to us so we can review it and get it approved. If we need to make a correction on our end, we have to reject the expense report. We try to put a note in there that we're making this correction and there's no need for you to do anything. That way you don't have to worry about what is going on and why it was rejected. If we do need something from you, we will also put what we need in there and reject it for you to correct. We're limited on characters, so if we have several things we need, we may send an email. And then in the rejection, it'll just say see email. So therefore, once you're done, we can get it approved. Is there any questions on the expense entry portion? Nope. All right. One other thing I did forget to mention is if you happen to take a taxi to dinner, we can only expense up to $15 for that portion of the, right, and that is round trip as well, so.
Okay, something we're going to be looking at pretty closely here, and that is the booking of the travel. So we're going to actually help you get into our travel system. And that second steps email that you have is going to be very important. You cannot book travel without the information that is on there. You will need that as we go in and do that with you in just a couple of minutes. As far as the $15, what Jamie was just talking about. So the $15 just goes toward if you're going out every night. Now we know that there's a lot of things that are walkable. We also understand that in the winter time, it may not be as walkable, but this was something that had to be instituted because of people deciding to go to restaurants that were far away every night to dinner and trying to expense huge Uber and Lyft in addition to whatever it is that they're eating for dinner. So if your Uber is $18 to get it to dinner, you're only spending $3 of your own money. So we'll give you $15 toward where you want to go out to. Okay, so we do have a travel policy that's attached to, again, to that second steps email, and you can read through that and let us know if you have any questions. So travel time is paid out according to the I just lost it. Minimum wage, minimum wage of the state in which you live. So everybody's may not be the same, but that is how it's figured for travel time. And that's the same for all consultants. Okay, when we book the flights, you guys can go into two different airports, but LaGuardia is the closest to the site. In the beginning, when we're going through credentialing, you are always going to go Sunday to Thursday. Okay, so that's just across the board for now until mid-November. Then everybody, as you guys are aware, you get your own schedule as far as training, and then things will be different for everybody. So we'll deal with that, I guess, when we get there. But today and going forward for the next few weeks, it's going to be Sunday to Thursday. So you're going to arrive on Sunday. What time you arrive is totally up to you. On Thursday, the rule is that you must stay at the client site until 3 o'clock. So you're going to have to book out a flight that leaves like around 6 o'clock. I know you guys are good at this whole flight thing, and you know when you have to get there early. They say that it's about an hour. Give yourself an hour to get to the airport due to the traffic. Because I guess it's only supposed to be about 30 minutes away, but leave yourself an hour. Please understand that moving flights around and going different places other than back to your home is something that we can only do and we'll call it an emergency situation, okay? We have had people in the past who have taken flights to places that were very interesting, that were nowhere near their home, and we can't okay that. If you have a situation where you need to fly to somewhere other than your home base, you're going to have to get in touch with us, and we'll look at that on a case-by-case basis.
Even in the same state, if you're flying to the same state, different airport?
No, we're talking about places that have nothing to do with where you live. So that's not a problem. Okay, choosing a flight. When choosing a flight for the MSK project, we want to make sure that it's the most cost effective. I have a favorite airline, and that's Delta, and I really like them. But if the Delta flight that leaves out at 6 o'clock is $600 and the American flight is $400, we would expect that you're going to choose that American flight. So remember that we are invoicing a client for these flights. We are paying for them, but the invoice then goes to them. So we have to be good stewards for that client and make sure that we are choosing what is cost effective, okay? JetBlue and Spirit. We have had a lot of problems lately with both JetBlue and Spirit. They have not been good with allowing us to reuse flights that get canceled, things like that. We would ask you to please just stay away from JetBlue and Spirit and use those main airlines. Okay, this is a really important one. So if you guys could grab your phone, please, and understand that we need you to, when something starts to go awry with your flight, something gets canceled, you're sitting in an airport and it looks like things are delayed, you want to get on the phone right away with Options Travel. So this number, 847-803-3000, is the number that you need to call. We pay this travel company to take care of you. We pay them to rebook you and get you where you need to go. So even if you're on an American flight, they can book you onto a Delta flight that looks like it might be going out. But if you call American and get things messed up through the actual airline, then they're at the point where they can't help you. Okay, so what that means is, as long as you keep your flights and everything that you're doing within Options, they can assist and move things around at no cost. As soon as you go outside, if you call American and try to get yourself rebooked, that ticket is now lost. It's hanging out there and they're dealing with it, and now Options can't see it anymore, and we're not able to help you. So please have this number in your phone, call these people, it's 24/7. We don't recommend using that supported options travel email. It's available. But these people, again, are paid to help you. So please use this service. Okay. The hotel this time, and this is for those of you who have worked with us before, the hotel is on the client side. All right. They are getting the information from us. Remember, we asked you when you got this job what your Hilton honors number was. We're sending them a spreadsheet of everybody's information, and they are reserving the rooms. Okay. So the difference is you are paying for those rooms. You are then reimbursed that next week. So you're going to get a folio. You're going to put that on your expenses. Now, in this situation and before, like I said, if you worked with us before, you called us and said, hey, I'm not going to be there. My flight got canceled, and we would cancel your hotel room. We cannot affect hotels at all. We are not involved this time. So you would call the hotel and say, I'm not going to be there. Okay. You can also, of course, let the client know. But please, when it comes to all of this, you have to reach out to the client and ask them, if you didn't get your reservation, you can let us know and we can try to help, but we cannot make a reservation for you this time. Benefit.
Sorry, I do have a quick question, and my apologies. Yes, I did receive the hotel reservation confirmations, but there was the first week is there, the third and the fourth week, but the second week is not there. Reach out to the client, or is there a reason for that?
So there isn't a reason other than they haven't done what they need to do. Okay. So here's what I would do. I would put exactly what you just said. I have this week. I don't have this week, but I've got this week and this week. And I would send that to Cindy so that she can then forward that on to the individual that's making those reservations. So that's a good question. All right, and for some of you who haven't got yours for next week, we actually do have a list that we're going to show at the end today with reservation numbers. She sent that to us late yesterday. So if you haven't gotten yours for next week, we should have that for you today. Thank you.
This is Learn Living. I don't know if you get that echo, but I am. But I'm just concerned about the flights for the holidays. How are those being booked?
I'm going to stop you right now because we can't understand you. There's some kind of feedback going on our end. Do you have both like your phone on and the microphone on the meeting? Because it's coming in twice. Your voice is coming in twice. Try again after you mute something. Or we can call you afterwards too.
Or you can put it in the chat.
Yeah, you could try and put it in the chat. That's a good idea.
Hello?
There you go.
Okay.
Oh yeah, now we can hear you fine.
I know we're going to be at the client site during the holiday, and I'm just concerned about having those flights booked during like Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving.
Right.
I'm just wondering if those are going to be booked in advance, because it's really hard trying to get flights in New York City during the holidays.
So the person that is your training manager is also a consultant. She has traveled for years and years and years, and she understands all of that stuff. We also have other people that have been there, like I said, up to a year. That individual, Cindy, is extremely helpful, extremely nice. We've been working with her for a long time. All of those kind of things, I am 100% sure she will be on top of. I can tell she's that kind of a person. So she's going to tell you Here's your schedule. Go ahead and make sure you make those flights. Now today, we're also going to ask that you make flights out for 4 weeks. We understand how that works, and we know. But as far as Christmas and that kind of thing, I don't know that they have any kind of a schedule yet. As far as training and when they would be or wouldn't be. You guys have been around hospitals for a long time. You know that hospitals pretty much like shut down around that time, and there aren't a lot of people around. So I'm pretty sure that they've got all that stuff, and they will let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, and go ahead and move on because we're kind of behind here on time. Benefits, everything is connected to that second steps email. You would receive benefits from us if you are interested in that. Just watch your email. Okay, and always refer back to that second steps email, and you will be surprised how much is on there. Professional attire, I know you guys know this stuff too. We always make sure to say it. You will have a badge. Make sure you keep that badge with you. And please, the biggest one always seems to be number 5 that we get complaints about, and that's the perfume and cologne. Please remember where you are and that's not allowed. And when it gets cold in New York, for those of you who live in warmer climates, got to dress for that too. Okay, so first day logistics. You guys are going to be at something called the Lipstick Building, which has to do, I guess, with the way the actual building looks. And there's the address. Cindy gave us some information yesterday that the Beacon, and ambulatory people that are starting this coming Monday, okay, that are arriving on Sunday, she wants to take you directly to observe a class. So at 7:30 Eastern, be in the lobby and Cindy will meet you. Everyone else will be there at 8:30 and meet Cindy in that same lobby. So she's going to be taking one group to a class, and then she will meet with the other group at 8:30. This is Cindy's phone number. She said she's more than happy to have you have her phone number and put that in your phone in case you need help. Like I said, she is a consultant, and she arrives on Sunday as well. She said she's usually there by 11 or 12. And if you arrive and you are not sure, if you can mute, whoever's not on mute right now, thank you. She said if you don't know what you're doing, where you're going, and are having a problem, feel free to text her, and she's happy to help you. And then, of course, is her email as well. You will be getting a laptop. For everybody, what we're trying to do is get it to your hotel. We've had some problems with laptops floating around the nation, so we decided hotel, and they're going to deliver them there. This is the tech support number. So again, you'll be getting this PowerPoint and you will have that, but they will also be emailing you your employee ID number, so you will need that before you call tech support. Okay, for those of you, we sent you an email asking you to get the authenticator on your phone. We do need you to have that Google Authenticator on your phone right now, because we're going to get everybody into Concur so that you're able to make flights. So the reason you need the authenticator is because Concur has experienced some fraud, and so they have an authenticator on the front end, like a lot of the other applications that we get into these days. And we want to take you through this step by step. In order to do that, you need your laptop or your PC right now. And we're going to take you through this step by step. So I need everybody on their laptop, and I need you to have 2 tabs open, just in a browser, okay? You're going to need your email on one of those tabs, and we're going to tell you how to have the Concur website on the other one. So 2 tabs open, and then you're also going to have the Google Authenticator on your phone. So you're going to need 3 things right now. And we'll give you just a couple seconds to make sure you get that all ready to go, and then we're going to start step by step.
Donalyn, I do have a few other those Concur demonstration slides, but
Okay.
what about the people who have already made their travel? I don't know that they need to stay on for this.
Nope, nope. If you are one of the people that we asked that we knew you already had Concur access and knew what to do, you absolutely do not need to stay on.
I'm just going to see if there's anything else on here. No, that's it. So,
Okay. So if you are one of those people we've already reached out to, you made your travel, we are all set with you right now. If you need anything from us, you know how to get a hold of us a little bit later today if you have any basic questions or anything else that we can help with. And thank you to those of you, and we'll keep the rest of you with us.
I can go to Concur now, so we can go through it. 1 second.
Okay. All right, everybody, so you've got your browser, you've got 2 tabs. One tab is your email. Second tab is www.concurrsolutions.com. Concur, C-O-N-C-U-R, solutions.com. In your second steps email that we've sent to you, there will be a username. Some of you will have a username that is your email and then another number after .com. So it could be george.smith@gmail.com 1. That just means that you've had a sign-in with Concur at some point in your life, and we had to make a new username for you by putting in a number at the end of your email, okay? It shouldn't cause a problem for anything.
And the really, really new people, we didn't have you set up yet. So if you could just follow along until we get you set up.
Yep. If you're really, really, really new, like as of yesterday, we know some of you were, and we can definitely get on another call with you, you know, and help you through this. So either way, let's go ahead and just give this a try. For those of you who are ready, go ahead and put your sign in there, your username, which is more than likely your email. And then you are going to choose the third blue bar down that says SAP Concur password and hit that. We put your password in, and I believe we made it fall 2024 exclamation point for everybody. So the fall is capital F and ALL 2024 exclamation point. And then move forward and say next. Now, at this point, you're going to flip over to your email. So go to that other tab, open your email, and you're going to be getting a login email from Concur.
It didn't let me in. It said there was an error message. It said, sorry, something went wrong. We encountered error processing your request.
Not sure for that one.
Username that I got.
Okay, yep, check your username. And we might have to help you after the call if you want to stay on. Okay, so if you go over to your email now, in that email, there's a blue bar when you open up that email that says set up two-factor authentication. Click that blue bar in that email. After you click that blue bar in the email, you're going to go back to your Concur tab and put your password in again. When you put your password in again, the next thing that should come up is a QR code. Now, obviously, Libby can't make that happen because you only have to do this one time. This is just when you log in for the very first time. So when that QR code comes up, scan it with your phone, and that should make that Google Authenticator spit out a 6-digit code.
Excuse me, mine is telling me to choose between Manpower Group and a Concord password. Should I choose that one? Because it didn't give me anything else, like it didn't ask for authenticator or anything. So let me try that. Let me see.
Did you choose SAP Concur, the third one down when you went in? It shouldn't be choosing Manpower anything.
Yep, I did it. I'm sorry. That was my fault. I apologize.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay, here we
go. Yep. So you're going to your email, click in that blue box, back to Concur, put your password in again. QR code should pop up, scan it, and then put in your 6-digit authentication code. When you do that, we'll show you what it looks like or what you should get to after that authenticator goes in. And it should say Etain Group at the top. So some of you know that our company used to be called Etain Group. We still have our same instance of Concur, so you will always see Etain Group. Okay, who was successful? I'm not hearing a lot of noise. Is it working? Okay, got a thumbs up there. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to run through this super quickly. If you were not able to do this and it did not work, we're going to ask you to stay on this call. We will have you share your screen with us and we'll walk you through it. For right now, even if it's not working, will you please take a look at the screen, and Libby is going to book a flight. And what we want to show you is how to get through this from beginning to end. It's pretty seamless. But there is one thing that if you don't do it, your flight will not ticket. So we want to make sure that everybody watches this if you're not familiar with it. Okay? Go ahead, Libby. Okay, she's going from Orlando to LaGuardia. And she's put in a date.
And I'm going to, this gives you plus or minus 3 hours from 3 o'clock. But since you cannot leave the client until 3 o'clock, I'm going to make this plus or minus like 6 p.m.
Okay.
Let's search. Oh, and here I have to tell you too, you will need to go up to your initials up here in the upper right-hand corner and fill out about 7 things in your profile before you will be able to get this far.
Yep. So it's going to be, they're going to want to know what your middle name is, or if you have one. It's going to ask you to put your phone number in. Everything is going to be in red that is required. You actually have to put your phone number in like 3 times. And they want gender, birth date, and I think that's it. Your phone number 3 times, gender, birth date, middle name. As soon as you get those things in and you click save, then you can get to the point where you're going to be able to search for a flight. So we'll go over that too, but let's just go finish our flight here first. Okay, so you'll get a box up at the top here. It's going to have all of the options. And if you take a look, there are some non-stops right there. that are definitely, JetBlue. Let's go with Delta.
So if you click on this box, it'll take you right to the Delta flights.
Okay. So then you can take a look at your times. You can see that first one up at the top says 7 o'clock to 9:45. Maybe you don't want to get there that early. But that one's not bad, right? So getting there at 1:39. That one might be cutting it a little close, right? So you're probably going to want to scoot down a little bit further.
This one looks the best. It's leaving, if you don't want to get there at 9:45 a.m., you could leave at 11 and get there at 1:39, and then go home at 8 o'clock and get there by 10:54.
Okay, so then we click on view fares, and then you're going to click the one that has the green check next to it, and that's going to start us moving through the booking of this ticket. And yes, it does sit there and say processing. Just give it a minute. Okay, what you're always going to do is scroll all the way down, all the way. Okay, reserve flight and continue. Then once this comes back up, same thing again, scrolling all the way down. Oh my goodness.
A lot of people are booking travel today.
I guess. All right, scroll.
So see, it already assigned me seats. That's
Oh my
interesting.
God, that's weird. Yeah.
Doesn't
That's
usually
different.
do that.
Nope. Okay, next.
And I don't need a car or hotel.
Okay, so this is the part where you have to put this in order to be able to move forward. It says match ID required. That's the 6-digit number that is assigned to you, and we have it on your second steps email. So more than likely, it starts with 17.
Mm-hmm.
So 173469, whatever it might be. You have to put that in there and then say next at the bottom. And here's the part where we sometimes have issues. So if we go all the way down to the bottom again, okay, right there where it says purchase ticket, for some reason, sometimes people don't make it all the way to the end. They think that the previous screen is the end after they put in the match ID. You must click purchase ticket. Then you're going to get emails from Concur that are going to be the receipts, and those receipts, the ones that you're going to put on your expense report, will show up in your email. You'll get 2 different receipts. You'll get one real quickly that is just an itinerary. When you look at it, you can tell it's not a receipt. Then in about 24 hours, you will get a PDF, which is the one that you're going to save and put on your expense report. It takes about 24 hours to actually ticket these. It's reserved, but it's not fully ticketed for 24 hours. So you'll click purchase ticket. We don't have to do cars or anything, so that's pretty much it for Concur. Just remember, after you make this, after you purchase this ticket, if something happens or you need help, you're going to call that 847 number, that Concur number, and go ahead and ask them to help you with any changes that may need to be made. Okay. What we'll do now is go through and help anybody who was not able to get into Concur. So if that is you, and you know that we have already sent you your information and you do have access, we can help you if you share your screen. So is there somebody? Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't.
Start with Andrea and Libby. If you can start by helping her, and I am going to have to make an important call right now. So the email that it's going to is the one that you provided to onboarding. So whatever you onboarded with, that's what we put into Concur as your email. So that's where it's
Well,
going to go.
that's incorrect. Like the email that they sent me, there's an L in front of it, and I don't have an L in front of my email, so that may be the problem. I
Okay,
tried it
one
with and
second.
without.
Let me look here.
Libby can help with that. I'm gonna.
Okay, Andrea, what
Yeah.
is your email?
It's DREDAY0109 at Gmail, but there's an L in front of it, the one they sent me.
Okay,
Extra
I
letter
do
there.
not see an L. So try using, yours has to have a 1 after it. So it's DREDAY0109 @ gmail.com
1, right? But the email I got, there's a letter in front of mine. I don't know if that's an
Yeah.
extra letter or.
Nope, try logging in without that.
I did. It still didn't work. Let me try it again. You want me to share my screen?
Make sure.
At gmail.com 1, I did that.
At gmail.com 1.
Yeah, and then it gives me the sign with Etane Manpower, and I did the SAP Concord password, right?
Right.
I did that one, and I did fall 2024. It's still getting an exclamation point. Was it 1 or 2?
Let me reset your, I'm going to reset your password.
Because then when I put that fall 2024, it just says something went wrong. It gives me the error message.
Okay, I'm resetting your password. Give me a second here.
Okay.
And I'm making it summer 2024 exclamation point. And that summer is capitalized.
2024 exclamation points. Nope. Didn't let me in with that either.
Okay. I'm probably going to have to call you, Andrea.
Because it's my email.com at 1 with the 1 at the end, right?
Yes.
Password. Okay.
And if it won't let you in this time, let me just, I'll give you a call. Just you and I can individually go over it.
All right, no problem.
Okay. It didn't let you in that time?
No.
Okay. Okay, I will call you back after this call. Anybody else unable to get in?
Yes, I'm unable. I'm Kendra.
Okay, Kendra, let me just look you up here. Are you getting an error code?
So what I'm getting after I did the authenticator and everything. After that, I'm supposed to go to the Etane group.
It's the SAP Concur.
I did that. So once I put the password in, hold on 1 second. Then it says set up the authenticator, which I did already. So I guess I'm going to get another email, so I'll do that again. All right, so that's in there. So where am I putting the number at? Because it's not like pulling up or anything.
So did you get a QR code?
Yeah, I got a QR code, but I just used the one that I copied and pasted. So I have that, it's set up, but it's still not. So I'm getting numbers. Like I have a number now. Where am I going to put that in at?
So once you click on when you go back to Concur, after you clicked, and then you, can you share your screen?
Yeah, 1 second. All right, so this is what I'm at now, the return to
Okay.
sign in.
Yes.
So click on here, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. And then it asks me to sign in again.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm doing that.
And then SAP Concur password.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And this, for some odd reason, it's pulling up an old one and it won't take it out, so I have to put it back in. So.
Okay.
All right, so I'm hitting next.
Uh-huh.
And it just keeps coming back to this. And I have numbers, so they're popping up. So
okay. So you're gonna have to do, like, are you getting emails each time you're doing this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna have to click on that. Here, let me do you here real quick.
Okay.
I think I can reset you.
Okay. I even tried to do it on the app. It's not giving me the option either. Still doing the same thing. So.
Okay, click on return to sign in.
All right.
And next. And then the SAP, yep. And that may be your old password.
Yeah, I know. I keep changing it.
Yeah.
I'm putting in the fall 2024 explanation, right? And then next again, and it brings me back to this.
Okay. I'm probably gonna have to call you after this too. I'm so sorry.
It's
I'll
okay.
put you
I
on my
thought I was
list.
doing something wrong. It's fine. So yeah, thank you. I'll wait.
Sure.
All right.
Okay. Anyone else still having problems?
Actually, this excuse me, this is Stephen Hornsey. Yeah, I get to the two-factor authentication, trying to scan the QR code, but it's actually not scanning it. I'm trying to see if there's a way to have it.
Are you scanning it through your phone, or are you scanning it through the
through my
authenticator?
Through my phone.
You have to scan it through the authenticator.
Right, correct.
Okay. And it's not, did it let you add a SAP Concur account?
Yeah, no, I have that. I'll share my screen here.
Okay.
So just let me pull it over here so it's easier to. Sorry. Let me know when you can see that.
I can see it now.
So I'm getting the QR code, and then through the authenticator app. I get the scan a QR code. Pull the mouse out of the way just to make sure it's not. Yeah, it's not picking up the code for some reason. And I can do the manual setup, I guess.
Yep, try that.
About 30 letters, excuse me.
I know.
So, all right, let's try that. Sorry, it's going to require me to enter my. Sorry, it's taking a little longer than
No, that's okay.
Is now we're getting a code.
Okay, good.
I feel lucky with all those numbers.
No kidding.
It's the first time, so let's not jinx it here.
Oh, that looks good.
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect. All right, we're in then. So, all right, I can do the rest from this point. So
Okay, excellent.
I just couldn't get it to read the QR code. So,
Yeah.
all right, thank you for your help.
All right, thank you. Okay, Dash, did you get in? Oh no, Dash, I don't think you.
Yes, I was
did
able to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was able to get in.
Awesome. Anyone else? Tola, I think you're the other one. She might be. I think that's it for this call. Andrea, I will call you. And then I'll call Kendra. But everybody else, does anybody else have any questions that we can answer at this point? Okay. Well, let us know if you have any questions, and I will call the other two and get them in. And thank you and welcome to the project. Let us know if you have any questions, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.